히트다 히트.
시즌 2.
He's got a mole in the SKTLs. He's like, Classic is not splitting versus Widowmines. Do these Widowmine builds. He's messing up his defense. Go for that. And I think we might see it again here. This is one of the strongest maps, by the way, for those drops.
Yeah, lots of potential here. Let's go ahead and get into our second, third game of the night, which is the most complicated way I could possibly think of to explain it. But it's ByuN versus Classic, and it all comes down to this. Let's go ahead and get into game number 3.
Set 3 to determine who is going to the winner's match. To the bottom right in red is ByuN. Struggling in the first game against the DTs, but really in that second game dominating and controlling, and yet again going for a gas first here. And his opponent to the top left, struggling versus Widowmines in particular, it is Classic. Again, a 2-time champion here in Star Leagues. Very incredible feat.
And that is why you don't go basing everything off of statistics, because you actually have to play the games and win them. And ByuN with a win there in game number 2, setting himself up to come out of the first half of the group to the winner's match. Like we said, both of these players have been playing a lot of StarCraft, SSL, GSL, and they've got to plan builds for both tournaments, lots of different players, lots of different group stages, and actually really excited to see the games that happen after this, because you can prepare for your initial first matchup, but then you don't know exactly who you're going to be playing next. So lots and lots of versatility here as we do get both the players with their starting builds. Nexus coming out early for Classic, and we should see a second command center here in the near future.
Yep, he's going for probably Widowmine drop again. This might be the time where he changes up and goes for Cyclone, but that build is really kind of falling out of the meta very quickly. It might come back in the meta because pros aren't expecting it anymore. That's kind of why this is a beautiful strategy game that we commentate here. But let's see what Classic is going to do to respond, because he's shown us 3 different Twilight Council oriented builds here. It's going to be Hellions, in fact, it looks like here for ByuN. And back at home, this is Twilight Council 3rd time in a row after his Gate Nexus core. And this looks like a DT drop again, to be honest, with this timing. Here's the first Hellion.
Early, and whoa, okay, so he's building them, canceling them, building them, and it does look like he will commit for at least 2 just to maybe get scouting and map pressure and things like that. The second Nexus just now finishing for Classic. Starting to get that mining on.
He's just going to make 2 Hellions and switch back.
Yep.
He seems a bit indecisive. Like, he did that weird Hellion cancel. I think it was just so he could have enough money for a starport, then he remade them. It's going to be the Dark Shrine again for Classic, as I predicted, but Hellions just sneak by the shade here. And they could actually get into the main base and scout if he's not fully walled, which he shouldn't be because he's Protoss. Okay, he's going to make that wall now, though. This is pretty suspicious, though. And actually, you know what? If he goes to the top of the ramp, he sees it anyways. This is actually kind of silly. I'm like, oh.
He builds the cancels, builds it.
He sees it, though. Like, I'm like, Classic, you don't understand how vision works at this moment. Like, he sees it regardless.
He's like, what could that possibly be building at the top of your ramp?
If he doesn't block them out, they kill probes too. But like, I think the bigger issue that he was thinking about was a Dark Shrine, which is scouted.
Yep, you can see immediately eBay coming down, so he will be able to get those turrets up in time. And he's already had the practice of losing to this build in game number 1, so nice to see that he has scouted it, and that'll set him up for a little bit more solid of a game number 3.
Is this going to be Cyclone, or is this going to be a Siege Tank? Or, okay, it's going to be Cyclone. I was going to say, or potentially, possibly, he like switches it, gets a Raven, just like before, but no.
Draws out an overcharge in the natural, making his way to the main. Now, there are adepts here to defend that Widowmine. I think you want to pick the Widowmine up last so it unloads first, if I'm not mistaken.
It just depends. Like, you can manually unload, but hold that thought. We do see more Hellions finding some damage here. They're actually kind of stuck there. Widowmine will get another shot.
8
Classic!
probes! You
Classic!
gotta move that!
You've got to move these probes. And, like, this is uncharacteristic mistakes from Classic. Classic has done probe splits that have, like, literally made me squeal before. This is just not what we're seeing today. I'm not sure what's going on.
And Stalker's pretty good versus Marines, but he didn't even micro that and he lost one. Now more probes continuing to die in the main, and that drop incredibly effective.
Turrets are already ready. He has a Cyclone follow-up push set here as well. Now, he may just use a Cyclone initially defensively, but he has a Siege tank on the way, so he might just kind of defend the Warp Prism that he expects is coming, hold that off, and then come for the counter push later. Even has a Viking. He's like totally
incredibly well prepared.
But as a result, you can see Classic is not even going to commit to a Warp Prism because he's like, okay, he's going to be ready. So what Classic can do from here is use the fact that ByuN has committed a lot of resources for the defense to play greedy and take a third base right now.
All right, here comes out the Cyclone, not in range for a lock-on, so it's just a free scan.
Yeah, that's I mean, a kill and a scan for 1DT that's already paying for itself.
And a lot of times Terran can get caught up in this like lockdown mindset where you're like, okay, well, I'm facing pressure, so let me just turtle up, and that makes it just that much more difficult to get back in. Nice pickup on the tank there. Dark Templar's like so confused. Like, I can one-shot anything, guys, and it's like, oh wait, I can't hit, I can't shoot up, unlike Marauders.
He's got some growing pains, I can't quite reach it up there, but
I mean, those sizes are pretty long. If you like zoom in, that's why the Tasteless DT is way better than the Artosis DT, because you can actually like reach your staff up, but not high enough to hit tanks in medevacs.
Yeah, that's actually something that we never really talked about, but okay, this time he targets down, he scans for vision!
Oh, you gotta get it out of there in time. Wait, what? Was that control? He's still able to keep it alive there. The scan does kill the DT in the main, or at least one of them. Another one going to town, but there's a tasty turret that will be able to take him down. Ineffective, harassed, but eight workers still killed. On the other side there, he will be able to take down at least one Stalker with the Liberator, but both players just trading blows.
Yeah, this is one of those games where like, I'm like Fry right now from Future. I'm like not sure if good DT control or bad defense from ByuN. Because like if he targeted the Cyclone on the Warp Prism and killed it, it would have been cool, but like his Viking was not doing anything. The Viking could have finished the Prism off. There was like some stuff going on that was good where he was set up, but at first I was like, wow, Classic is just so damn good with these DTs. It's so hard to defend them. But when I watch moments like that, I'm like, also ByuN is kind of making some mistakes on his defense. Like DTs, when you scout them, normally it's like, okay, a scan goes up and you kill it, and the pro is like, I'm not even trying this anymore. But with ByuN, it's like, wow, you knew this was coming, but you still are kind of taking too much damage. And now, like, if you look at the worker counts, like, Classic is massively ahead. He does have the weakness of he doesn't have that much of an army because he committed so much to these DTs. In fact, committed even more right now. But I think he's like, man, ByuN just can't handle these DTs, and I'm going to get more value.
Yeah, just taxing his multitasking there. Now, he does have a Viking in a good spot to scout out this drop coming in, but 4 DTs coming in. Has he turtled up enough to be able to stop this from being effective? Last time his defense didn't look so high, but now coming in again, and going right back out.
Yes.
So, nice defense.
Stim is almost done. Oh, this is sick.
Oh my god, what a monster.
What,
now,
can he get it?
Yeah, the DTs should be able to snipe it down, but the Viking comes in, takes out that Warp Prism, and 4 very lonely Dark Templar on the map.
That was my ride!
Like,
now we got a carpool with the Overmind.
Yeah, man. if this game were a 90s movie, it'd be Dude, Where's My Warp Prism?
It's like Uber is banned in Korea, now we can't get home.
And Skyan will take out the bonus Observer as well as a DT in there, so some nice value and a big push here for ByuN.
This is the scary moment. If Classic defends this, oh, you could see, oh my god, he's even trembling there in the booth. You can see the stress here for ByuN, as he knows this is like make or break. He's about to beat a champion here in this best of 3 if he can make this push work.
See, Shanks on the low ground. Not a whole lot of value off of that, just starting this push off and putting on the pressure. He will be able to take down those rocks and start to pressure the natural, but Warpins and a counter coming in here for Classic. Is there enough at home to defend?
This is the sickest scout ever. He's like, okay, I need to go home. He needs to buy time, but he can actually sandwich this army. Glaives aren't done yet. He needs to just buy a little bit of time here with this bio. DT goes down, no repair on the bunker, but he buys enough time here for his army to get back. He sandwiches this and wins the game.
Oh man, can you hold the ramp here, ByuN? And it looks like he will. Tanks being dropped on the low ground. That Immortal might actually just get sniped there. Yeah, the concussive shells will force it to be picked up here. Nice stim on the army, and this army for Classic is so dead.
No way to escape. Good blink here, but the tanks come down, and this drop in the main is cleaned up all but the Immortal. And this is the moment to go, though. Like, Classic already bought a lot of time in the previous set when he was like this far behind, or in fact even further far behind. ByuN is 83 army supply to 28. If this one Immortal brings Classic back into the game because he has 3 bases, I'm going to lose my mind.
No, move the Prizzo. There's actually only one Marine there. And we're still waiting to get back in here.
Classic is dropping into the game, but that's okay because we have features in place in StarCraft 2 since Heartless Form. Thank you. Praise to the dev team. I'm like, it's we're in it now. We can. It's no longer the vehicle of esports. We don't know what's going. Yeah, we just resume from replay. It's actually fine. Recover from replay. In fact,
I just realized I gotta drop this down a little bit. It's like, oh, I'm actually all the way down. Sorry, man.
You're just that much taller than me.
Get Wolf a little bit of a booster over there.
I don't know where my thing is. Okay, here. I can't go up anymore.
Oh, well, I can't go down anymore.
It must just be because you're from Texas. That's why you're taller.
The makeup ladies were actually asking me about being from Texas the other day, and there's like, oh, that's that place the Texas Chainsaw Massacre happened. I was like, well, not really like at my house or whatever.
But like, how many cowboy hats do you have?
Oh my god.
What's the name of your horse? You're like, I don't have a horse. She's like, is it a girl or a boy? You're like, I just said I don't have a horse. Like, I don't live on a ranch, okay? Like,
I actually did grow up on a ranch there, and we did have 2 horses, but that didn't actually last very long. That was like the Wings of Liberty phase of my life. We've patched that a couple times since then. So I've since upgraded to a more effective expansion.
Were they both male horses?
I believe so. They were both very old male horses, so we were just keeping there for the agricultural exemption. So everybody that lived out in the country knows what that is. But either way, we're just trying to get Classic and everybody else back into the game.
I was joking about you not having a horse. Do you actually have a cowboy hat at your apartment?
I don't personally, no. But I had many friends out there who were into that scene. I myself, not a big fan of the whole motif of the Western mindset.
Did you go to a lot of rodeos?
I have been to rodeos before.
Okay. All right, so like for me, like at this point, like we were making jokes about you're like not really a Texan, but the more I talk to you, I'm like, you're like, no, I mean that's not really me. I'm like, wait a minute, you went to? I'm like,
well, I didn't really have a choice. At some point, I just kind of got drug around to these things.
Do you have cowboy boots that go all the way up to your knees?
Some of my family members do.
Okay.
I have been to a McDonald's and seen a horse go through the drive-thru, so that's how you know. You've reached that place, but. Looks like we are going to get this game resumerinoed as quickly as possible. So in case you guys are just like, where's my StarCraft? It's coming.
Is McCree your favorite hero in Overwatch?
Oh my god, get out of here.
Do people use the term high noon a lot over there?
No, well, I mean, I just look at my watch and it's like either broken or that's every time. So it's...
Okay, I'll give you some slack here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I did not expect to get trolled this
This is what happens when we have downtime here, because like,
oh my god,
there's only so much I can say about how Classic, how I'm going to lose my mind if he comes back with one Immortal in the Warp Prism, because ByuN is so nervous and he's like,
that's like true. It did drop at a very inconvenient time, so it's like the Warp Prism's dropping and the game's dropping at the same time, so gotta make sure to get everything where it's supposed to be. I believe everything is, and it looks like we are going to start this back up again. Hopefully second time is the charm. We should be back in this game here any second.
We'll take a little time to recover, because basically recover from replay is literally like, it doesn't show you this on screen, but it's like literally just going to the replay at ×8 to get to where you are. I'm like, sorry for the Blizzard's like, but I'm like, it's like, Blizzard's like, pay no attention to the replay behind the curtain. I'm like, no, that's actually what's going on in the background
replay
here.
of Oz. It's back there, and eventually it'll be super sick, and we're all super happy it exists. We just have to get there first. Yeah. So working on it one step at a time.
Yeah, but the technology is there now that we can actually recover this. The cool thing about recover from replay, it's different from resume from replay, is it doesn't show the players the builds. So you actually can maintain the reason why it's hidden behind the curtain is because you don't want, if ByuN was watching the replay, we just replay, he's like, well, I saw, oh my god, I didn't realize I was that far ahead.
Yeah.
And he just wins the game. So it's not fair. So that's why we have this big zealot on the front, and he's just watching the recovery, but the players can't see.
Yeah, it's the Zealot of Oz. You can't see past that the smoke and mirrors, and we are almost ready to resume. It's such a sick feature. I'm so happy that this does exist, and we can get this going on again. I was here during the qualifiers for SSL during the challenger matches, and did have some situations there. But now we can go ahead and get back into this. And it looks like the players just have to signal that they are ready, and we will be ready to cast some more StarCraft.
That's right. So we're just going to make sure there's no problems, and it looks like that is confirmed in the chat. So we're going to have a countdown, and then we're going to have an in-game countdown. We have both countdowns. And
lots of countdowns. We're counting down the countdown, and here, and away we go.
You saw it behind us. There it is. It says, are both players ready? They said yes. It says we're starting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Even translate the countdown for you guys.
Oh my god, you're so
It's
good.
Set. Now this Viking will clear this off. Oh.
Or will it? He kind of forgot that it was there. And he's like, no, wait, I can just kill this.
It's like a Viking needs to get its hands out of its pockets and do the work.
I gotta drop the Immortal.
Oh my god, it almost got another Marauder kill. Okay, this is the moment where he wins the game unless he makes mistakes, right? And this is what Classic is relying on, because that's I am the better player.
Okay, he's trying to use these DTs to just slow it down, but this could just kill Classic here if he cannot defend.
He has no units, okay? He just wants ByuN to think that he's actually got a chance in this game. But, ByuN has already won the game. He just needs to, he just needs to force Classic to type GG. There's another scan. Yeah. Another pylon goes down. This should be basically it. Look, this is only half of ByuN's army. Okay, here comes one DT I'm like, wow, Classic, you are really optimistic about this one. There's no units at home.
If I kill all his workers, he might just die, except I'm actually losing the game faster. So stimming forward, huge liberation zones. The tank shots will kill this base eventually, and stims right on in. No way to hold that for Classic. He's just going to lose the Warp Prism there as well, and here he goes, stimming up the ramp.
The DT is just attacking the CC, by the way. I'm like, this isn't...
Like, you can actually just lift that, but I don't think ByuN actually cares. Killing off the Dark Shrine, and he can actually just kill absolutely everything.
You know, if he kills a DT or kills a CC or forces it to lift, that's less scans. I mean, I guess that's something you could argue here.
I don't actually think he has a scan to kill off this Dark Templar.
But he doesn't care, he's just going to ignore it.
Yeah, he can actually just kill the base before he loses everything. Oh man, Wolf, this is the counterattack. This is how Classic gets back into the game.
To be honest, I think Classic is actually kind of pissed right now. He's like, I'm the better player. I will out-control you. You're going to make mistakes, and I'm going to force you to play this awkward situation. And it is possible, however unlikely, that Classic wins this game if ByuN doesn't have detection here.
He's forced a lift on that natural command center.
There are 4 DTs. Okay, he lost his Dark Shrine. He can't actually afford to... No, actually, he can remake that.
He's forced to float both of his orbitals. So he doesn't actually have any scans right now, and there's no Raven either. So these Dark Templar, with that last scan going down after he landed the orbital, that's it.
Guys, I
don't know, man.
Okay, so...
This is over, right?
Let's talk about... I mean, this reminds me of Pult versus Strange in a way, but this is a much less close game than that game. I'm talking about the one that happened at Tours. If you guys missed it, go look up the VODs. It's a really crazy series, but this is a really exciting moment here because, there are certain conditions where if he can kill these CCs, then, he can win the game because there's just simply no detection. But nope, GG. It's going to explain, basically how if ByuN makes, 12 mistakes in a row, that, basically somehow, some way, Classic comes back, but it's not to be the case here.
Oh man, well that is going to do it for the our third match of the set. ByuN will actually take out Classic. That is maybe a little bit of an upset. We were just trying to fix our micro machines up here behind our monitors.
Here. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I think I figured out. If I step on a cord,
don't move.
if I step on this cord, we can hear each other. I'm not even kidding. Like,
This
I'm
is like
literally
if you guys
stepping on a
had
cord.
like super old like cathode ray tube TVs way back in the day, and you have to fix the rabbit ears on top. That's what we're doing. But let's head out to a commercial break. We'll be back with our winners match.